Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 36 of Project Ozone 3. In between episodes, I got all of this set up. I have replaced all of the seeds and put it in crop sticks, and have it all going to these drawers right here, as well as all of these saplings, which are still right here. I couldn't find a good place to put them, but I have them all transferring over to those storage drawers right over here, all for the purpose of making these. The Ultimate Stew and the Cosmic Meatballs. So I finally got those all put together so that I could make the Infinity Catalysts. I finally got them made, and I have Infinity Ingots ready to make. Unfortunately, I need to make 2 more Infinity Catalysts in order to make 9 total Infinity Ingots. The reason why I want 9 total Infinity Ingots is because I can turn this into an Infinity Block and I can animate it. And animating it is definitely the way to go because, oh no, that may be a wrench in my plans. I can turn them into the Infinity Block, but I can't turn the Infinity Block. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. Can't forget about these arrows over here. So I can turn the Infinity Block back into Infinity Ingots, no problem. Oh, that scared me. So I'm going to craft up those 2 last Infinity Catalysts, make my block animated. You've all seen that before, so I'm not going to show you again. But after that is done, we're going to finally get the Infinity Tank done. The Infinity Tank is something I desperately require in order to get into advanced rocketry, which is what we're going to be doing this episode. Alright, we are ready to go. I have enough materials to make 16 of these creative tanks. And the HDPE I made in the Pneumaticraft episode, and everything else I've made rather recently. Oh, something about these mechanical pipes. So I'm going to throw 1 of these ultimate mechanical pipes inside the transmutation table. And you see that it said that I did not learn it. So type in pipe. The only pipe that's in here is the basic mechanical pipe, because if you take a look at them side by side, the basic mechanical pipe is item ID 8314 tech with metadata 1. Well, that's also the that's also the ultimate mechanical pipes item ID as well. The NBT data is what's different on it, and the transmutation table doesn't understand NBT data. So I had to craft all these ultimate mechanical pipes separately, which whatever was no issue. It was just a shock to learn that I couldn't actually just throw each individual pipe from mechanism in here because of the NBT data. In any case, I am going to make 16 of these creative fluid tanks, and we are going to move on to advanced rocketry. Or rather, Galacticraft. Advanced rocketry is not in this pack. So what makes these creative tanks so fluid, these creative fluid tanks so special, is that if you set it down and supply it with any liquid, you'll see that it now has an infinite amount of liquid in there. I can always grab an infinite amount of essence from this tank, which makes this black hole tank kind of useless. And I can also get rid of this monster spawner as well, because it's messy and it's messing with the floor up here. So yeah, I can get rid of this black hole tank, no problem. Put down this creative fluid tank, and now essence is always being supplied to each of my mob duplicators, no problem. So I'm going to do that with every single fluid that I have, or that I consider rare, mainly pink slime. I had a chest here that I was collecting all of the fluid with, but so I have this pink slime, blazing pyrotheum. I'll figure out whether or not any of this stuff is actually necessary later on down the road. But yeah, that's what I have the creative fluid tanks for, and I'm very happy that I have them now. Once again, I was thinking before I was looking, so I cannot actually do Galacticraft this episode because it requires me to do transistor from... Yeah, it requires me to do transistor from Pneumaticraft, and I was not prepared to go into Magneticraft, mentally or material-wise. So we're not going to be doing... Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. Not today. So instead, whatever, let's get into Draconic Evolution. Like with most mods I start, the first thing that I'm going to create is the Draconic Evolution information tablet, the manual for this mod. So open it up, and let's see if it's actually changed between 1.10. Oh, hello, lag. I think the game just crashed. The game just crashed. Son of a gun. Alright, let me reload the pack. Alright, this is certainly new. Do you want to open this link or copy it to the clipboard? Minecraft CurseForge Project Intelligence. The documentation built into Draconic Evolution is now obsolete and will be removed in the next update. Alright. Cool. I'm going to install this Project Intelligence then. And then I'll be back with you once that's done so we can actually read through this dang thing. Alright, so that was a bust. Apparently the Project Intelligence stuff for Draconic Evolution is not implemented yet. It's going to be implemented in the next version of Draconic Evolution. So whatever, we'll just move on. So the first thing that we have to craft are these Draconic cores. And I've already crafted Draconic cores before to... I made the mob killer earlier. Yeah, the mob grinder. Like in one of the very first episodes of this series. I'm going to make a bunch of them. I think 4 stacks will be enough for now. Well, I'm already out of Draconic dust. So that's quite alright. I'll just make some more. It's very important when you're doing the Draconic Evolution mod that you always have Draconium ingots on hand. And the reason why is the Draconic cores take 4 Draconium ingots. Well, the Wyvern cores also take 4 Draconium ingots. So, yeah, that's a lot of Draconium ingots. And then when you get to the fusion crafting, actually you don't even have to worry about that. But with the amount of Wyvern cores that you will be using to craft pretty much everything, then, yeah, you're just going to need a lot of Draconium. So I'm not sure if I explained this, but just in case, I have my Zenith furnace here, which quadruples anything that's put into it, or any ingot that's put into it. And then it gets fed to this pulverizer. The pulverizer will create double dusts for me, and then push it right back into the Zenith furnace to quadruple it again. Any excess that doesn't go to the pulverizer immediately gets sent to this small storage crate. So it's just a quick and handy way to make sure I'm getting easy ingots passively. So I have 152 Draconic cores and 64 Wyvern cores. And the first thing I'm going to create with those is the basic fusion crafting injector. Pretty much everything in Draconic Evolution requires fusion crafting. So I'm going to make 9 of these. And I'm going to pretty much... Is there a quest for it? I assume there is. Yeah, there is a quest for it. But I'm going to make each tier that I'm going to make up to the Wyvern tier, because the Wyvern tier is required to make awakened Draconium ingots. And that is going to be the next thing that I need to create. Okay, I also need the fusion crafting core. Alright, so we'll craft up the fusion crafting core as well. So the fusion crafting core is where all of your items are actually going to go in order for this to work. Once I have the Wyvern fusion crafting injector set up, I'm going to place it somewhere probably on the other side. I don't know where yet. But after I have the Wyvern stuff, I'll come back with you with how I have everything set up. So this setup I have going here right now is I have the basic fusion crafting injectors sit over here in a with 8 of them in here and the 9th inside the fusion crafting core. What I'm going to do is... Oh, I thought you were in single mode, but... So, I suppose I should go over this as well. So as you just saw, if you right-click, and I have a stack of 64 diamonds, if you right-click, it takes the whole stack. But if you shift right-click, it becomes single item mode. And I'm going to just make sure that all of these are single item. Awesome. And now that the single item mode, all I have to do is right-click, and it only takes 1 instead. So it's just a better management of resources. So put this here, and then I believe it is 1 Draconic and 2 Wyvern cores. And then once you have all of those items, you go over here and start the crafting process. So now it is charging up. You see this awesome particle effect that starts happening. Oh, and I have solar panels from Solar Flux Reborn powering this right now, with capacity, efficiency, and transfer upgrades inside it. Oh yeah, here comes the magic. So this takes a while. So first it has to charge, and then it has to craft. And the more expensive the item, the, of course, longer it takes. But once this is done, I'm just going to craft all of these into Wyvern. And then we're going to move on with making the... Awesome, it's done. Then we're going to go on with making the Awakened Draconium. Take this out. Another thing is it doesn't actually matter the placement of this stuff, so I'm going to take this out. Plop this in here, and once again I'm going to repeat the same recipe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1. And boom, starting. So, you don't have to have the crafting injectors be the same type. So I have this one Wyvern Fusion Crafter, and it satisfies the need in order to craft. So you don't have to worry about that. Alright, all my Fusion Crafters are now at Wyvern tier, and I have all of the ingredients inside here necessary to make Awakened Draconium blocks. I've also changed all of these to actually accept multiple items. So there are a total of 11 Wyvern cores inside here. 11, 11, so on and so forth. Let's start this up. Also, while I was editing the RF Tools Dimension episode, it came to my attention that I say so on and so forth way too much. So I'm going to catch myself more often and either edit it out or just will myself to not say so on and so forth. There we go. 4 Awakened Draconium blocks, and these are actually going to be necessary for me because I want to make the Awakened Draconium cruxes so I can just, instead of fusion crafting this all the time, I can just make mystical agriculture essence out of it. So the cruxes are going to be next on my list, and I'll probably do that off camera since it doesn't require that much. I have more than enough dragon hearts to accomplish that. I've gone ahead and upgraded my fusion crafting injectors to the Draconic tier, and I've also put in these items right now to upgrade my red matter to the ultimate armor, just so I can finally check off all of the IOTA stuff. So once you get to the ultimate armor, then the Wyvern, Gem, and Draconic armor, all of that requires fusion crafting. And that's really why I wanted to bust into Draconic Evolution for now anyway. Now that I have the ultimate ingots, I can finally get Infinity Armor, and Infinity Armor is going to help me complete Draconic Evolution. So I'm going to upgrade all of this, and then I'm going to go into the Wyvern Armor after it is complete. I just got done crafting the Wyvern set, and there are certain upgrades that can go on the Wyvern set, and you can see it's looks quite ridiculous. Like I said, there are certain upgrades that can go on it, and let's just type in Draconic, show you what those upgrades are. So all these upgrades right here. So there are shield upgrades, shield recovery, shield capacity. There are actual capacity upgrades, movement speed that can go on the boots. RF capacity is one of the very important ones. You can see that each level of RF capacity that you apply to a Wyvern set actually increases the amount of stuff that you need. Also, yeah, it says that right there, but you can control the pause and actually take a look at what it requires. I am not going to do that to this Wyvern set, because I'm just going to immediately upgrade it once more, and then I'm going to upgrade the Draconic set instead. This has a direct upgrade, well, not this one, but to the Draconic set. The Draconic set is leagues better, miles better than the Wyvern set, and it also will allow me to, if I have this, I believe having this set will allow me uninhibited flight even in restricted zones like the not the Twilight Forest, but yeah, the Twilight Forest. The Twilight Forest doesn't allow flying. So having the Draconic set and higher will actually give me that ability. So I really want the Draconic set now. Whoa, look who was wrong again. I'm in the Twilight Forest right now wearing the gem armor, and I can fly. I don't need the jetpack anymore. So, and you can also see I'm like slow falling as well. The gem armor from Project E is absolutely amazing. So, I'm just holding space right now. You can see that I'm ascending, and then you slow fall whenever you go down, as well as being able to use flight from my ability totem. And yeah, I may as well walk too. I also have speed because of this. Oh yeah, speedy. But yeah, the gem armor is absolutely amazing, and like I said, I was wrong. So the gem armor and above allows flight in restricted areas. I'm very happy with that. So I have made these awakened draconium cruxes right here. And I've actually made cruxes for everything. I'm not sure if I showed them off in a previous episode. In any case, I finally made a 10-10-10 awakened draconium seed, and it is doing amazingly. So I'm going to keep this going for a while because, as you can see, I did not have enough resources to complete all of the awakened draconium cruxes. Looks like I need 5 more. But, oh man, it's such a great start. I have it feeding into my ME system, and what the heck, we'll go home. Here we are. So I have cleared out all of these drawers, and I have no idea what I'm going to put in them, but I realized it was pretty messy and unorganized, and I didn't like the look of it. But all of my essence for the mystical accreditation stuff is all in here now. And I'm very happy with it. Actually, yeah, 16 stacks, 65 stacks. So, oh, I also didn't really show a picture of it. But I finally made the tier 3. Here we are. Oh, wow, it's not even, like, viewable. But I made the tier 3 growth crystals and put them around everywhere on the mystical accreditation stuff so I can just have it being made all willy-nilly. The dragon eggs and the nether star are actually kind of weird. Grow for me. Here we are. So if you look at the recipe for it, instead of actually just making another star like normally the essence does, it will make the actual item you want. Instead, it makes nether star shards, and then 3 nether star shards make nether stars. Same with the dragon eggs. You have 9 of the essence, and it makes a dragon egg chunk, and then 3 dragon egg chunks make the dragon egg. So yeah, they're a little weird like that, but it's no big deal. Like I said, I'm going to keep this going for a while. Make sure I have plenty of awakened draconium before moving on to the next part. Finally made enough of the materials in order to make the awakened cores. So 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 of these. Oh no, I may have miscalculated. Alright, cool. Whew, I was a little scared for a second there. Wyvern core, because I don't have this one upgraded to Draconic yet. So after this is complete, I'm going to upgrade this to Draconic, and I need a total of 4 of these awakened cores in order to make the Draconic gear. And Draconic gear is the only thing left on IOTA. Boom. After Draconic gear, then we go down to the bottom. It's going to be the multi-armor and the infinity armor. I'm not going to continue in Draconic. Oh wow, this is taking a while. I should probably add more solar panels to this. I'm kind of hoping that this conduit here doesn't interfere with the crafting injector. And if it does, I'll come up with another way. But I've added more solar panels because it's not enough right now. Oh yeah, that's amazing. It's just with the addition of these 4 solar panels, it's already helped out quite a bit. Oh, need to disconnect that and put that back there. Well, in any case, I can start this all over again, but it's good to know that the conduits do not actually affect the crafting injectors. I was a little concerned about some block interference there. The last awakened core just finished, so I'm going to put this here, and then the awakened ingots, just like so. So I can finally make Oh, so wonderful. I can finally make the Draconic armor. And here's the last piece, the Draconic boots. I'm going to throw that on, and as you can see, this is just as ridiculous looking as the Wyvern armor was. And much like the Wyvern armor, I didn't show this off because I was waiting, but this is the GUI. You can change in pretty much everything. You see down here, I actually have RF charging into the armor right now, and there is a shield as well. Ooh, click and drag to move this. Click and drag to move this. It's very sophisticated. Actually, I wish Wayla had this drag option, because as it stands right now, you just have to keep clicking until it moves the location you want. But in any case, you can change each of the hide armor. That's a new one to me. But you can click each of these and change each of the modifiers for it. So flight lock allows you to lock creative flight so it's always active. Inertia cancellation, which is really fun. I'm going to turn this on. And so when you're flying, inertia cancellation just means that you stop on a dime. Instead of whenever you normally fly, you drift a little bit in one direction. So that's inertia cancellation. It's actually very handy for building. But turn that off. Boost on sprint. When enabled, the modifiers you have set will be reduced when you are not sprinting. Oh, you can also, this is also new to me, being able to create profiles for the armor. This is, I love how mods are always improving. Like I mentioned with the Wyvern armor, and I actually have all armor pieces hidden right now. I'm still wearing it. But as I mentioned with the Wyvern armor, I'm not going to upgrade it in this series, because I'm immediately going to, once I have the ability to make the multi-armor, the Draconic armor is going to become multi-armor, and then Infinity armor. So there's no point in wasting all of the resources to upgrade the shield level and the RF level, any of that. Yeah, there's just no need, so I'm not going to. Boop. So I'm just going to put this away and end out this episode. Oh, it's still hidden even on there. That's so cool. So the armor is here. It's just still hidden. Oh, that's awesome. But I am going to end out this episode here. I know that it was a pretty short one, but the amount of prep work necessary for this episode was more than I thought it was going to be. So I wasted a lot of time trying to make it. I do hope that you enjoyed the episode, and the next episode I am going to finally get into Galacticraft. Now, I almost called it Advanced Rocketry again. In between episodes, I'm going to finish out Pneumaticraft so I can actually make all of the circuits necessary in order to get into Galacticraft. But I'm not going to show that on camera, because Pneumaticraft frustrates me, and I don't want you guys to see me be frustrated. Oh, I did, however, put plastic inside one of the creative fluid tanks, just because I'm going to need a lot of plastic for the Pneumaticraft pressurizer. But with that, I'm Kelly Engineering. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.